Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Real pleasure to have you here with us in London for the film festival. Maybe you could just begin with a brief introduction to your film and tell us a bit about what audiences can expect.
So the film The Store, it's the beginning of the film is my own experience of working in a low price supermarket, and having the experience of that was like the spark for me to even start making films because it was horrific in so many ways. Now, like 20 years later, after two films, I finally did this one, and it's about this group of employees working in the store being pushed to the limits of what they can handle with 0 hour contracts, with being forced to put a lot of waste into the skip behind the store. But also, it's not only about like how these working conditions are terrific. It's also about some homeless people that have started a camp next to the store, and they dumpster food from the skip. And those homeless people are somehow what brings us to think of that maybe there is some kind of solution, maybe there is something that we can do together to change.
Maybe you can talk a bit about, this wonderfully imaginative approach you've taken with the stop motion animation and a bit about the puppets we see in front of us right now.
This is actually the actors. The film is a combination of stop motion animation and live action. And all of those have, of course, their live persona, but they also have their puppet persona. And when they're in the store, they are puppets. Because it's also like, you can say it's a symbol of how we are puppets in the capitalistic system. We're being forced to step over our own boundaries and pushing each other against things that we maybe don't believe in. And then when they are outside the store and come home to their families, they are live persons and they're struggling with relationships with their children, with how to maintain humans in this system. So it's like the combination is some scenes inside the store are animated and some scenes outside is live action.
And where did you get the idea to do it in that way? And did you take kind of influence from other films or filmmakers?
Well, I mean, my previous film was also a combination of live action and stop motion, Granny's Dancing on the Table. So there is where I started. And I think that, I mean, I love working with animation and puppets. There is something that you can express in a more simple way, that there is something with the puppets that you don't expect puppets to be violent. You don't expect, this roughness into puppets, because puppets are like connected more maybe to children's movies or something like that, but to have like more social realism and also like on top of realism with the puppets, that's something that I can express. I mean, this violence that is happening both towards them but also in between them with the puppets. And then also I feel that I love working with actors and I mean I love working with people, and to have this true relationships between, like, for example, this is the boss of the store, like a single mother, Eleni, and she has her newborn baby, and I have those scenes where she's breastfeeding and trying to keep up her own life at the same time she's working in the store. So I don't know how I came up with it. I just like love to work with it, and it's such a great way to express the things I want to talk about.
I guess there must have been some challenges in combining these different things. What would have been the hardest part of it all to pull off? And on the other side, what was a personal highlight for you?
I think that we have been shooting over a long period of time. It's been a co-production with Sweden and Italy. It's a long time of financing. It's a long time of convincing people also that this combination of puppets and live action, how that is going to work. Put it all together at the end, I think, because I worked so much with improvisation with the actors, and that was absolutely lovely, and they do tremendous work. But then I also had so much material, so in the editing room we were really, really struggling.
And the best moment, your favorite moment?
The favorite moment, there are so many of them, but I think, during the shooting we're really, really searching for something that we don't know really what it is. When I struggle together with actors to find the scene, and then suddenly everybody knows we have it. and that's like, we don't know really how or why, but we know that we have it. And that moment, I don't know, it's nothing can be compared to that.
What do you hope people take away from watching your film? Because I guess on one side, is there something kind of bleak, realizing, kind of how capitalism has affected our society, and the way we need to work and our connections to other people. But then there's always something that resists that, and a sense of community, which kind of push against it. So maybe there's a sense of hope there.
There is one thing that I believe is that the life itself will always continue, whether we as humans are in it or not. I mean, it's not, you have this force of like the root of the nature, how things mold and the bacteria and things grows, and that will continue to live with or without us. And it's something that's the most hopeful thing that we might have. But if we can learn from how the bacteria work together, then maybe we can do something different, like to step out of this individualistic way of thinking about ourselves and do something. And the hope I want to give is that there is things to do, that we can do something. And it's just like to spark that discussion in between people. Okay, so what now? What do we do?
What does it mean to you to have your film playing here as part of London Film Festival?
I mean, it's absolutely lovely. I really love this festival because it's also like, I feel it's such a political festival. It's such like, everybody here they have really like some idea of they want to make a change for real. And I think that being part of that is really, really what I also want with this film. So it's absolutely great.
And I guess, festivals like this, throwing a spotlight on the importance of storytelling and cinema, not just for entertainment, but also to tackle social issues, start conversations.
Exactly. That's what I mean, it felt so right for this particular film to be here and have the world premiere at this festival. I really feel that it's at the right place, just because of those things.
And do you know what you're going to be working on next after this?
I have things going on, but it's too soon to talk about.
Yeah. All right, no
Yeah.
problem at all. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for everyone else to see your film. Thanks so much.